I think the true measure of wealth is happiness, right? Like I really do. And that's not saying that I'm against money. I'm not against that at all. Because you gotta work hard, make your money to take care of your family and be able to bless people. But I think it's a lot of people with so-called wealth and they don't have joy and they don't have happiness. And for most people, their material possessions, they feel are the most important. For me, when you got joy, when you got peace, when you got happiness, I think that's true wealth because you can't put a price on that. A guy asked me just yesterday, what do you think about stem cell? Why don't you go over to London or one of these places somewhere and try to get stem cell for your arm? And I was like, I got peace. And he's like, what does that mean? I was like, I'm good with my situation, right? Like I'm wealthy because of that. I got something that you can't put a price on, right? You can't price out my joy. You can't price out my happiness. You can't price out my peace. Now, if I measure wealth by money, money is a number. Numbers never end, right? So you never catch it. Numbers never stop. If your happiness is predicated upon a number, if you're being wealthy is predicated upon a number, the number will never end. And so therefore, you'll never be wealthy. I wouldn't change a thing, right? And the reason that I wouldn't change it, a lot of times I think people think that the reason I say I wouldn't change it, it has just something to do with me, right? And it does to a certain extent because my perspective changed, right? The man that I now am, I think is as a result of my injury and the things that I've been through, right? The whole process of it, right? From rehabilitation to accepting the injury to learning how to do things with my left hand, the whole process of it. But the reason I wouldn't change it is the impact that I saw it have in the lives of people that I love, that I respect, and people all over the world, right? Like that lets me know that this was a part of my destiny. This was divine appointment, right? Because I saw people around me visibly change, right? Because I was able to remove myself from the situation and not just sit there and be like, why did this have to happen to me? Why me? Not that anything was wrong with that, right? If a person has to question it. Do what you gotta do, man, to get you through your process. But in terms of me dealing with it, right? When I was able to remove myself from the situation, step back and started to view how what I was going through affected other people for the better, right? Their lives improved as a result of it. And so if I go back and say, I'll change it, I would have to be thinking only about me and my selfish ambition of making it to the NFL. And the reason that I wouldn't change it is because of not only the impact that this had on my life, the reason I wouldn't change it is because of the impact that it had on people's lives that were interconnected to me, both directly and indirectly. If I get to the end of my life, and I'm an old guy at the time, and I'm sitting back in a rocking chair on my porch with my wife, and got a head full of gray hair, and our kids come up, and we're just chilling out, and I've accomplished a lot, and my wife is sitting there, and my son and my daughter comes up, and they say to me, like, Dad, man, you accomplished a lot. Like, you're a great player, you've done well speaking, but we feel like you're a terrible father. What would it be worth for me to accomplish, gain, give them certain things, and suck as a father, right? My wife got me aside and said, hey man, you've done really well in speaking and like your athletic ability, but you're a terrible husband. What would it be worth, right? And so for me, I feel like the greatest gift I could ever give to my children is showing them that I honor, love, respect, and admire their mother, right? The greatest thing that I could ever give to my children also is not something that I can give to them. It's the things that I will leave in them, the principles, the values, the guide, how you treat people, how you live your life, how you make decisions and choices. And so family is something that's very important to me. For me, the true measure of greatness is if you can reproduce it in your family, like with your children, right? If one day your children come up and they're great, not great in athletic ability, no, great people. I just want to be a great person, man. Like I want to, when the clock stops on my life, when it's all said and done, like I was telling my kids, like the best thing that I could ever give to them, right? Just as a father, as the leader of my household, the best thing that I could ever give to them is a good name, right? That's the most valuable thing that I could give to my family, right? Is a good name, right? That people know we do things the right way, we treat people the right way, and situations and circumstances and people don't affect or don't alter that, right? When it's all said and done, when people speak about me, they don't have to lie on my behalf, right? They don't have to say, oh, he's a good person, but in their heart, they don't believe that to be true, right? Not saying that everybody is gonna like me. Everybody doesn't like everybody. Like it just doesn't happen that way. But for those that know me and my character, right? When it's all said and done, will I have said more than I've done? Because for most people, it's a lot of talk, right? But I want to do more, right? I want to be a great person. I want to make my impact on the world, right? I want to go down in the Character Hall of Fame, right? The character, like that was a man of supreme character. You judge the character of a person not by where they stand in times of comfort and convenience. You judge the character of a person by where they stand in times of challenge and controversy.